When you get away from shore, you get out into the open ocean where you can't see any land masses. Um, Within the open ocean, most of the life is going to be found towards the top of the ocean, the part near the surface. And the reason is because that's where light can penetrate, and light means photosynthesis, and photosynthesis means you can have the basis for an ecosystem. And we describe organisms that live in the open ocean as being pelagic, and they can either be free swimming, like fish or whales, but there are a number of planktonic species, ones that don't really swim but just kind of go wherever the ocean's currents will take them. So they can be free swimming or floating. I think we're moving on to our third type of marine habitat. Yes. The deep ocean, the aphotic zone. Aphotic means without light. Photic means with light. But in the aphotic zone, energy is harder to come by because you don't have sunlight penetrating. So the only energy that comes in is in the form of the organisms that may swim there from the photic zone, like whales, for example. Whales are very important. They can dive very deep, and when they dive into these aphotic zones, they can provide nutrients through their excretion when their carcasses pass through the aphotic zone. So their remains or products of other organisms that may drift down from above. But then there's also these very unique habitats called hydrothermal vents, which are the only habitats that we know of on Earth that do not rely upon the sun as their source of energy. So I think I have a picture to show you here. This scary looking fish here is one that has been found in the aphotic zone, and you can see it's got some nasty teeth. Many organisms in the deep ocean have bioluminescence, or they provide their own sort of flashlight, usually in the form of light-producing bacteria or other microscopic organisms that different fish and other macroscopic organisms can contain within specialized structures that enable them to see each other in the dark. This is an example of a hydrothermal vent. And what you can see, this is the ocean floor, which typically doesn't have this much light down there, but it's been lit up so that we can see it. And basically what we're looking at is called a black smoker. And this is geologic activity, basically a volcanic eruption going on under the ocean floor. And these black smokers have these communities of organisms that get all of their energy from the earth itself, from this volcanic activity. The heat, the chemicals that come out of the earth provide the energy source for things like these tube worms. All these red things here are called tube worms that are eating bacteria and other organisms that depend upon the energy from these black smokers. So there's actually some very important research on these black smokers going on within the biological sciences department here at Auburn.